Hello, today we will be testing propellers. We will be damaging propellers to see how much damage should be done to the propellers before the drone stops flying correctly. I've seen in the internet people saying that propellers need to be changed if they're damaged, if the drone doesn't fly well, and if it doesn't take off, you need to replace the propellers. But I want to check whether you really need to buy propellers or not. In my case, the drone already has some damage on the propellers. Let's see which damage I have. Normally, when you hit the object, the propeller hits the object and some small pieces of the plastic chips off. In my case, the surface is not even already. Some pieces have been chopped off. This propeller doesn't hit objects heavily, so it can't really damage itself a lot, but in my case I have an interesting damage here, which is this one. It's actually cut, a few millimeters is cut, but the drone is still flying correctly. I will be damaging only two types of propellers, the ones that are rotating in different directions, because when I bought this drone I had two extra propellers, the spare parts. One of them is marked as A and the other is marked as B, which means that they go to different arms of the drone, because if you remember or if you watched the previous videos, some motors are rotating in one direction and other rotating in the other one, and you need to make sure you put the propellers in the correct place. So I will be damaging only the one propeller marked as B, this one or this one, and then this one or this one. Otherwise I'll have to buy another propeller if I go too far. Now I'll show you that the drone is still flying okay with this damage. So you can see I can still fly it okay. So it's like, okay, now we'll start damaging the drone, the propellers of the drone. Now I will start cutting it like this. Let's say it hit some strange object and it's been cut. Okay, so it's cut like this, pretty nicely cut. Oops, now it's really badly cut. You see, now it's even, I think I over exaggerated the cut. I'll see what's going on. I mean, it's already lost its rigidity. Let's see what will happen. So two cuts here. Color mode. As you can see, it's still flying okay. I'm not even calibrating it, so it's flying. So we flew it with this kind of damage here and here, and you can see that it has even changed the line of the propeller. It's not now lined well. See, it's a little bit curved now. Now let's do it with another one. I'm not going to cut it too deep because in real conditions it's not going to happen. Oops. Oops. Okay, so you see it's not lined well neither. Now it's gonna be a little bit of a different shape. We'll see what's gonna happen. Hold this mode, turn it on, and I'm able to control the drone no problem at all, and I'm not even calibrating it. Now we'll start chipping off some parts of the propellers to change the area of the propeller so that the airflow differs now. Now let's start chipping off small parts of the propeller. So it's my propeller that I'm gonna chip off the small pieces Hope you see now, no piece here. Let's chip off more. Okay, let's try now. Now the area of propellers is different. Let's see if it changes anything. Without headless mode it's more difficult to control, especially at home, so I'll turn on the headless mode just in a second. So I put the drone back on the table. I didn't even turn it off actually. So I need to put the arms in the initial position and turn on the headless mode. Now it's in headless mode, let's go. I'm still able to control it, but I think it's more difficult now. But if I calibrate it, I think it's gonna be better. I'll try to calibrate it now. I'm able to calibrate it actually. So calibration will help probably to fix the issue if you have bad balance, if you have bad propeller, but I think worse than that cannot be. Let's chip off more parts of the propellers. So you see we have chipped off parts and it's not well lined. The propeller has changed its shape. We'll chip off at the same on the same propeller more parts of plastic to try to deteriorate the balance. Let's say chipped off like that. Now let's chip more, because you can say you're chipping off the same number of the same quantity of plastic, so maybe that may affect it somehow. So we continue. Headless mode on. Let's fly. I mean, it's more difficult to fly at home, so you can't do any error. But I think it's okay. Not so bad actually. It still flies. I don't see any difficulty controlling it. If I had more space, I would be able to calibrate it. Let's try to chip off some parts from the other propeller. So now we have very awful propeller here, and we're going to chip more. Chip off more. Okay, let's go ahead again. Headless mode on, go. I feel some difference in the way it flies, but it's still okay. I think you can play with it still. There's definitely a little bit of difficulty to manage the drone, but I didn't calibrate it. Let me try to calibrate it now. I will be calibrating now the drone. You may not be able to see it on the screen because I'll have to fly around a little bit. Well, let's try. I think I'm running out of the battery. I'm gonna change the battery now because I charged the battery a long time ago. Let me put another one. The weak battery affects the way the drone flies up, and if the battery goes down, the drone is not flying up, it's trying to land. Okay, now headless mode, flying with new battery. Definitely it needs calibration now, because I feel like the drone is taking to one direction. Now I'm trying a factory calibration. The movement is in diagonal like this, and you see how the flights are blinking. They stop blinking. This was a factory calibration. Let's see if anything changed. Oh, it's still trying to go in the right direction a lot, so I have to use manual calibration now. Yeah, I should say that manual calibration worked. Now it's more stable. Now I'm not even touching the joystick a lot. It is stable. So if you get propellers damaged, you still can use manual calibration to fix it, actually. So you see, it's been calibrated and it's more stable now. And let's see what propellers we had. We had really bad propellers here. Choked parts, cuts, choke part cuts, and the propellers is here damaged. Hardly, it's not straight. These propellers are not straight either. So make your conclusions. I mean, do you really need to buy new propellers if you damage them? If it doesn't go up, maybe battery is not good. But I think that with such damage on propellers, which is not possible to get in real flying conditions, whatever you damage, I think will not influence the lifting power of the propellers. So that was my test. I will probably replace these propellers with the new ones that I have, because I do say that there was a change in which side the drone started to fly, but with the manual calibration the drone was able to balance itself.